Yo, team, welcome to week 1 of 2024. That's right. We got the Friday, Monday, Wednesday workout coming out. We are going to encourage you maybe not to just do an energy lineup this week, to maybe even include an energy tunnel just to show people the kind of fun that we are. And if you don't remember what the energy tunnel is, definitely see a lead coach on your team. It's where everybody stands with their hands out, wondering what the heck is coming. And then you show them by leading the way and running down through as a coach, getting all those high fives and getting all that energy. Speaking of energy, sometimes you got to check the energy in your room, right? You guys have seen the energy stick before, and you might want to just challenge everybody to be responsible for the energy that they bring into the room. So super important stuff. Let's go through this workout real quick. You'll know, as always, that the things in yellow are to give you a purpose at each station. If there's red text, it's to help you provide some fun, give you some ideas for that. If it's in orange, it's probably been changed due to equipment, space limitations, or maybe just that there is a more appropriate exercise for the majority of people in our location. So starting off with a dumbbell chest press. Your job is to challenge the weight and give a spot. And how do we spot? We spot on the forearms, right? We don't spot at the elbows because then they can wind up dropping the dumbbells on their head. The next one was a row where you had your chest on the ball. If you've looked at the videos or the workout that came out this week, we find the 3-point row to be better received here, and that our people are better to do it. Not only because we have a clientele that may prefer not to just have their stomach pressed to the ball, but they just seem to get more out of a 3-point row. So we're going to go with a 3-point row, which was the alternative exercise anyway. So again, your job would be to challenge the weight. If you see somebody trying to row something to their waist that is maybe not even as heavy as their purse, well, you got to swap out those weights. That's your job as a coach, because it's about progressive overloaded resistance that brings results. All right. Then in our location, the reason it's highlighted orange is because we like to do the shoulder overs and the dead balls on the turf where it will cause the least amount of damage to our floor. We don't have the benefit of some locations that are just a ground floor concrete pad location. So instead of doing a sit-up slam with the ropes, we're doing a sit-up Russian twist with a ball. Then you may want to encourage them to have 2 balls. Yeah, you might want to encourage them to have 2 balls, 1 ball where they could do the Russian twist, and then the second ball might be a little heavier for the shoulder over, because they will alternate between those two. Speaking of alternating, you're going to notice that at the top, it suggests that there's 4 to 5 minutes per superset that you're giving people. Well, we're going to actually have a time adjustment to where they'll stay at their station, but they'll go back and forth maybe every 40 seconds that they're doing each exercise, and that they'll do it 3 times each, 3 supersets before moving on. As you get big groups for the new year, it's better to keep the group controlled and doing the same exercise at the same time than to have more chaos and more people tripping over each other. So you're going to see a slight change to that. This is the one that's normally found on number 1, right? And so you'll see that if it says 40 seconds and if it's set for 6 sets, that it means 3 sets of each of these supersets. Okay. So good time to touch on that. All right. Then you got your kettlebell. Oh, did I mention the fun? Okay. When you're doing your Russian twist, you know, you're going to have maybe that song slam, you know, you could be slamming it to each side. When you're doing your shoulder overs, talk about DECA, talk about the weights that men use, the weights that women use, the weights that certain age groups use. And, you know, the best way to do it is step forward and not have to turn around. Remind them that we have a DECA on the 13th. You know, we're counting on your help. This is for the Sarah location, has a DECA on the 13th. If you're from another location, remind them when you have a DECA coming up. All right. Then kettlebell goblet squat. Elevate the heels. And then we have a little song, get low, you know, to the window, to the wall, right? And then the yeah, you may not want to play the rest, just play the get low part. And then the elevate toes. When we're doing a deadlift, I always like to play the little Sir Mix-a-Lot, because that is a backside type of exercise. It's a posterior exercise. And so yeah, definitely look at that butt, work on it. All right, and then you're going on to the hanging knee raise. When we challenge people, get up on the bar. Toby Keith, 3 minutes, 39 seconds. I love this bar. then what I like with this little lunge thing where you take it back up to your shoulder and step forward, I kind of have like a Yokozuna song that I play because I like it to be like a focus, Zen type of song where you're going to try to work on your balance. And then as I step forward, I give it type of thing, right? You choose what you do, but if what you do doesn't make him smile and what I do makes him smile, then what I've done is better than what you've done. All right. So I just got to say that. All right. So, because guess what? Exercise adherence comes from putting the fun in functional fitness, and that's what we promise to do. All right. Sandbag good mornings. They're highlighted orange because in the video, you will have seen them as super band good mornings. We just figured since we're putting them over in the sandbag spot and it's more comfortable for people to hold the weight in front rather than have a super band on their neck, that we would do that. So, just with this one, it said could use, but it just meant that we could use a sandbag instead. So we'll just put down monitor form on that as we do with all of those spinal alignment activities. Sandbag thrusters, challenge the pace. And then you have a team relay at the end. Let's talk about that. Big groups in the new year, small location. I wish I was Columbia City in the new year, right? Get a lot of space, but we're not. So what do? We as coaches have to exercise our better judgment. If we find ourselves in a big group, then what we're going to be doing is we're going to do 20 seconds on and we're going to choose the exercises. So right now we have this high knee with hip rotation. There's band splitters, there's jam balls, there's iso squats, there's single arm jumping jacks. So what would you do? I'll tell you what I would do. If I saw a band splitter that goes like this, I turn it into a bent over T extension. I got the same movement, right? If I see a jam ball slam where I pick a ball up off the floor and I slam it, I might just turn it into a jump squat, right? Because I'm going to reach for the floor and reach for the sky. And for those that don't jump, it can just be a squat and reach, a screech, right? So the next one, we have 5 exercises. We don't need to follow up a jump squat with an iso squat, although we could. Give you a little extra leg work, but you could also just choose 4. So you go through it 2 times. I'm a fan of the regular jumping jack over the single arm jumping jack, unless I got somebody with a shoulder issue that just needs to leave one arm down. So up to you, but you may want to choose the regular jumping jack. You might even want to choose a seal jack. Get crazy with it. All right. And then you'll, yeah, go crazy, get jacking around. And then your final one there, which is in blue, is just an idea for the cool down. So I brought this over. Sometimes, you're like, what do I say? How do I move people's soul as well as their body? These boxes are called Carpe Diem. I think it's a French fish. I'm not sure. No, I'm just kidding. It's seize the day, right? So what you have there is you choose from the box. You have somebody, hey, choose a little word of the day. So they open it up like a fortune cookie. And it says, if you want your life to be a magnificent story, then begin by realizing that you're the author. And every day you have the opportunity to write a new page. So there it is. Boom. Drop the mic. Everybody, just a little thought for you to think on as we cool down, and as they got their cool ones and, you wish them well. Have a great day. When you get new trials into the new year, the secret to them sticking around is for them to have an extraordinary experience. So every day we have to look for the opportunity to add the extra to the ordinary. I hope that you'll do that because remember, you joined the team to put the fun in functional fitness and be an extraordinary coach. So there it is. Have a good one.